Santiago. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Julia. I was Petal.
My name is Angelina.
Betsy.
I'm Eric Logan, and I was Rotel.
I'm Karen Lips, and I was Tammy.
Ross Singer, and I was the school principal, and my dog was Trio.
Dad. And last but certainly not least.
I'm Paul Patterson, and I was Craggy.
Where's Todd Norris?
Yeah, he should be
Where's
part of this too. Come on, Dan.
Todd, come on.
And is there anyone who worked on the film that's here today? That's on the crew. Yes. So, everybody please give
Tony.
a round of applause to
Come on, Tony.
the incredible crew
Right here.
that worked on this film. There's so many people. Kevin helped out. Thank you, Kevin. So,
John, back there, thank you so much.
Jonathan. So, probably no questions, right? Probably self-explanatory.
Let me start with one. This was a long time coming to the screen, right? Can you talk a little bit about its evolution and how it got here?
So we actually started planning this in 2011. Betsy and I started writing it and putting together the Kickstarter campaign. And then did a Kickstarter campaign beginning of 2012 and raised $70,000, and then started shooting. The first year was 2012. Then we went back 2013 and shot some more. And then I shot dribs and drabs right up to like 2017 or 18. It's crazy, but yeah, it took that long.
Yeah, it's hard to tell that you were in production that long. It doesn't feel like that much time passed. People were able to pull that off.
There was, if you could like go compare frame by frame, some of the people in year 2, year 1, most people gained about 50 to 100 pounds. It just doesn't show. Like especially Matt, he gained quite a lot of weight between the first years. He was blitzed, and but it doesn't show weirdly.
No, I don't think it does. It's a crazy night, and that films have captured that well over time, and it's just insane all the way through. We hardly ever get a chance to catch our breath. A lot of that is the editing. I know you're the editing, but the editor. How were you able to accomplish that?
Well, originally it was a much bigger movie with a lot of subplots, and it was kind of an epic. So a lot of the editing involved thinking it had to be longer and trying to make it that way and not realizing I had to go the opposite direction and just make it shorter and focus on the core of Santiago and get rid of all the other stuff. So that took a long time.
Yeah.
We shot a lot of stuff.
They tend to get
There's
shorter.
a lot of characters that didn't make the cut.
The music is as big a character as anybody else in here. If you could talk a little bit about
Yeah, there's an incredible
music
composer who's local. His name's Jeff Fraley, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but he did a fantastic job. If anybody needs a composer, I highly recommend Jeff. He's also a really great guy.
Let's turn out here for questions in the audience. Don't be shy. I'm
Come
up first. Here we go.
How many gallons of fake blood did it take?
Man, so much. And the owner of that church wasn't too happy when he came and discovered there was like red rum everywhere. It was not good.
What was your fake blood? Was that a special recipe or?
I don't even remember. Does anyone remember? It was gross and sticky, and in church it was about 100 degrees, so it was just a totally disgusting experience all around.
Other questions?
Come on.
People are shocked right here in the middle.
Yes, young man.
Where'd you find all these three-legged dogs?
Where do we find the three-legged dog? Santiago, do you want to talk about the three-legged dogs in Kansas City, Kansas?
That was a story that actually made a pitch. I don't know if you're familiar with KCK, if you follow 18th and Quindera. And if I'm lying, there are a couple of fellow KCK officers. They can tell you about the wild dogs of KCK. He made the cover of the Pitch magazine, made national news. KCK is known for particular dog called the Quinderos Caninus, named after Quindaro Boulevard. That's a fact.
It has 3 legs.
Yeah.
When we were shooting our first short together, Santiago was making a lot of jokes about the 3-legged dogs in Kansas City, Kansas. Then we came across a pack of them. And then we came across a second pack. So they were like multiple packs of 3-legged dogs running around KCK. Occasionally still see them. So that's real. We didn't recruit them from the street. Actually, people, to answer your question, we had an open call for 3-legged dogs. And
Trio passed away 2 years ago.
Trio was the
20 years
most glamorous of the 3-legged dogs, but weirdly, the majority of the dogs that came to the open call had 4 legs. And their owners just said, well, they'll be fine, right? It's just 1 extra leg. And the one owner brought a dog who not only had 4 legs, he couldn't run or walk. It was the one laying there, like that. So it all worked out. But if you ever need 3-legged dogs, they're out there.
Right here.
Is there a book about
Trio. And anybody wants to go on Amazon, it's gone viral all over the world. It's a book called Trio, A Dog's Tale. It's an inspirational children's book for ages 4 to 11. And it's all over the world, and it is one very interesting children's book. It basically says that you can be anything you want to be. My dog was a homeless dog for 9 years in Cameron, Missouri. And we got him from Wayside Waves, and have taken him to schools all over the Midwest, handicapped children, and make them think, you know, this dog was homeless for 9 years, and now he's a movie star. But he had a really rough life, and now with me for 9 years, he really had a great life. But he lived to be 20, which is very old for a 3-legged dog. But he did everything we asked him to do. He was quite a dog. I mean, I'm telling you, he was on weekends. He was book signing all over the Midwest, Petco's and PetSmarts, and it was quite a ride. But he did pass away 2 years ago. Thank you, guys. Look for it. The Trio, A Dog's Tale.
He was embalmed, right?
We had a funeral for him.
Yeah, had a funeral. He was embalmed,
He
and
was embalmed. We had a casket at my house.
it was a
About
beautiful
50 people
ceremony.
there. It was quite something to see, let me tell you.
Zeph, way in the back.
This is so much, I've been thinking about it for a long, long time. But one of the things that I'm really impressed with is all the stunt work. Can you talk about the physicality of this film for your actors?
Yeah, so Santiago actually is a karate master, and he has his own dojo in KCK. And so he was put in charge of choreographing those fights. And so we worked for a long time, months and months, on choreographing these very intricate fights. And then on the day of, I don't know what happened. I think everybody just forgot the moves, or we ran out of time, so then it was just like, fuck it, let's just fight and roll all over each other. So all the intricately choreographed fights went out the window. And then it just became Santiago basically hurting and humiliating Matt. But there's so much more fight footage that went on all night long, maybe 2 nights.
Other questions? Let me ask.
There's one in back there.
Okay, go ahead. Way in back.
What kind of process, or rehearsal process led up to the acting?
Well, that's another amazing thing about this is that there's only 2 professional actors in it. Josh Fadem, who comes in to the dojo and starts the trouble. He's been in Twin Peaks and a bunch of things. Breaking Bad, Loki, I think. And Walter Cottridge, who most people know is Luther's dad. Everybody else, incredibly, were all non-actors. The majority of them had never done any acting at all. Paul hadn't, right? Santiago had been in 2 shorts of mine that went to Sundance, and then in the second short that went to Sundance, and a couple of small things. And Eric hadn't done anything. And what's crazy is that all those people came to an open audition. They just all showed up, including Matt, who was Blitz. And it was just the luckiest, incredible day. And Karen, who played Tammy, she just came uninvited to the set asking if she could be an extra. And the person who was supposed to play that part was turned out to be crazy and couldn't do it. And we were like, where's that woman that showed up and said she wanted to be in the movie? So she did it. She was incredible. So we got so crazy performance. And rehearsal, I don't know if there was any. It was just like, turn on the camera and let's go.
Over here.
Yes.
Do you think that you understated the dot?
Understated the dot.
Yep.
Maybe a little. What do you think, Santiago? Do you think we correctly characterized Wyandotte County, or do you think we undersold it?
I always view Wyandotte County through the eyes of an immigrant. I grew up in a foreign country, in Venezuela, and to me it's shocking what I get to see in the so-called most developed and industrialized country of the world. And I see a lot of savagery every day, and you know, it's like, wow. The dot is not for everybody. We know that. So, I know that I have a couple of friends of mine back there, they're detectives, and they probably have investigated hundreds of homicides and all kinds of felonious crimes, and but 99% of the people that live in that place are great people. Have you traveled through Central Avenue 30 years ago, 32 years ago? You would have gotten back in your car and whoop, go back. But today, you know, it's a thriving area because of the immigrant community, the Latino community brought it back to life. And we have independent coffee houses, we have barbecue places. Some of the best Mexican places to eat are along that corridor. But a few years back, it was scary.
Were you going to ask? Let's go to the audience.
Yes.
I'm always doing it.
Oh, yes.
Would it be too personal, now that we've met you on the screen, to find out about your day jobs? Could you just tell us, you know, doctor, lawyer, engineer?
I don't really have one. I sell crap on eBay. That's my day job. Oh, yes, I'll follow up. Hi.
I'm here.
Yes.
I am gratefully retired.
And tell them how we met, too.
Oh, yeah, well, I was a mailman, and one day I was taking my break at my favorite little coffee shop, Broadway Roastery, and these two walked in and walked up and said, "Do you want to be in a movie?" Which was, well, I was very curious about that question.
We were like, do you want to take off your clothes and talk shit? He's like,
I am a retired police officer with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. Spent 27 years there, proudly. And I teach martial arts. I'm not a master by any means. There are no masters. And I love acting. Just love acting. And I act for peanuts. Just get I have never gotten paid a single penny.